grandmother right here.
Oh, Grandma Vi. She was a member of the Waterwich Social Club?
Yes, she was.
And what did the Waterwich Social Club do? Do you have any
Well,
idea?
we went to New York twice a year. We rented a bus. We had our meeting in the, well, it was Schneider's, and then it became Charlie and Eddie's.
Yeah.
But that was our
Are you in that
official-
picture?
Yes, that's me over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this is George's cousin, right there.
Ruth, yeah.
Yes. And
My
Margie
husband liked her.
Sorrentino.
Oh, yeah, Margie's.
And Peggy, I forget her name, but this was Doris and Ed's mother and
said that's
their
yours.
babe.
Wow,
And
hey.
this is the Latin Quarter.
Okay. What's
That's
in this
Vi
one?
right
There's
there.
Vi. And what's May? What was her name? You know her.
Miller.
Yeah, May Miller.
Wasn't that Charlotte?
Charlotte, yes. That's her mother. And there's my Mickey, my sister-in-law, and there's
Are you on there?
Helen Lamar.
Are you on there, Ruth?
Of course.
Where are you?
Stay up there.
Oh, yeah.
God, what a...
I went to all of them.
I know
We
you
had a good time.
You did. I mean, everybody in Highlands always had a
And was
good
this
time.
all? I didn't hear it. Was this also Waterwich, or was this something other? thing?
This is the Waterwich Social Club. We
Okay.
went twice a year to New York. See, this was before it became Niddles.
Oh,
Did Grandma Vi own it then?
Yeah.
It just said, that's it.
Did Vi have it then, Ruth?
No.
She might have, but I don't know
Probably
because
Tommy
they
Ross.
didn't. They
Tommy
didn't
Ross
change
had
the
it,
name.
yeah.
It was just Cedar Inn. But Niddle, when they took it, they made it
Put
Niddle.
them down flat on there, then you can get a
Okay.
picture of them. Okay.
This is the interior
Got
after
it.
the Niddles had it.
Got
okay,
it.
they fixed it all up.
Yes. This is mine, me,
Yeah.
Ruth Roy, and that's Helen Corey
Okay.
and Lucille McGough.
Okay.
But I can't remember that lady's name because she wasn't very long there. Well, this is the same thing, only this is with a different lady here.
Oh, this is the same thing too. From the
Well,
restaurant.
that's Ruth Ling
Oh,
Ruth
okay.
Ling on the right.
and myself.
Yeah.
And, her name was Irene, but she lived in Atlantic Highlands.
Okay.
But here, this is the gang. I have 3 pictures of the square bar. Let's see. There's 1, 2. There should be another one
This
here.
one?
And what was this?
Steve Gross's square bar.
Where was that located?
It was
On top of the hill.
36.
It was we closed
go down here in town, yeah.
on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So the gang from the inn, we went up there, and there I'm dancing with Pop Niddle,
Ah.
and these are the men, the Pop Niddle and Harold Nichols and my husband, and Walter Niddle and Ray Adams, the bartender. That's Ray's cousin. I can't think of his
Well,
name.
that's what I want to see.
And this one is.
I want to see that one, George, when you're done.
Oh, this is Helen Corey and Ray Adams, the bartender.
Okay.
Frank Hall had a boat,
Oh yeah.
and he took the ladies
I
out in the
can't see.
boat. Wait till I get the rest of them there. Of course,
That
the
was
men,
the-
the
I
other
can't
men
see.
had a
That was the wild duck.
private. What was it?
The wild duck.
Right. But anyway, it was he treated the ladies to it. Oh,
Wait,
this-
Frank Hall, he had the boat?
At the Jackson.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Brian
but
Frank had a
he
boat.
certainly didn't steer the boat.
that's Steve Gross in the
Put it
the
down,
Oh,
square
yes.
please.
bar.
Oh,
had
I
a
see.
bar
That's
up
Steve
on the
Gross.
hill.
Oh, okay.
He had a bar up on the hill.
And this is the guy that wanted to marry Vi, my mother.
Let's see.
Old
What's
Pop
his name?
Niddle. Pop Niddle.
Oh, to the right.
This
Break
is
his camera.
we
Yep.
had a 1929 Nash. That was
Ah.
it. And this was my brother Howard. This must be 1929 or 30. The police car. Can you imagine?
Wow, look at that.
And that was Howard.
Wow. What was his rank then? Was he just a policeman or was he
Yeah, Howard Monahan.
No, was he
Right.
a policeman then or the chief?
or the chief?
No, he was just a policeman, a part-time policeman.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Who's this again? Oh, these are the guys from the Cedar Inn. They usually played. They had dinner and they had played cards together at
Now,
night.
could this possibly be the back of the old drugstore on Bay Avenue where Fonda Schmidt was?
No, this is 4th Street. You know the multiple housing on 4th Street? See, well, I lived on 5th Street. and we came in this way, and this was Sculthorpe owned two multiple dwellings.
Hmm.
That's Catherine Niddle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
With a priest.
Catherine, and I thought that lady was Mrs. Mallinson.
Which
but
one's
I'm not
Catherine
sure.
Niddle, left or right?
This one here. With
Oh, on the left. Okay.
That's
Got
Catherine
it.
Niddle.
She always dressed fancy.
And I don't know who that priest.
What was the father's name?
I don't know.
Oh.
I thought it was. I have no idea.
Okay.
But this is the interior of this OLPH.
What's OLPH?
Our Lady of Perpetual Help. the
Oh,
Catholic-
okay, got it.
Catholic
Wait a minute, you're
Church.
going too fast. What's this other one? That's also the interior next to my father?
That's OLPH.
Yeah.
Both of them, okay. Got it.
Yes. Now this was my house, and this house was owned by Tommy Ross. And they lived at the Cedar Inn for years and years and years.
Oh.
But when they sold it, then Margie moved here. And that was their house.
Margie who?
Margie
Sorrentino.
Wright.
Sorrentino. Oh, right.
No, Margie Wright.
Okay.
She was Tommy's
And
mistress.
your house is on the left, and that's the Seadrift?
She was just
No,
as
that's
living,
Mavis
wasn't it?
Sink Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Highway 36.
Gotcha.
Wasn't she a living?
What?
Wasn't she a living with, who's this? Who is
Right,
this?
Margie Wright.
Wright. She lived
Yeah.
with Frank. She lived with Sammy Ross for
Tommy Ross.
years
Yeah,
and
right,
years and
right.
years.
Yeah.
And well, this was my daughter Jean.
Oh.
I just had to show you how
Yeah.
beautiful she is. Now this is the business section of Highlands, and that's where Cap Wheeler was.
And that's what, Bay Avenue, looking down Bay?
Yeah.
Bay Avenue, yes.
North Bay
And we lived over top of the tavern there, right next to Staмен's
Right.
candy store.
Right.
That was a nice candy store.
Oh, it was,
That-
a,
this is-
really?
it was an ice cream.
Did you get a
parlor.
good picture of
Yeah,
it?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be historical, yeah. Okay.
This is called Highlands Park and Waterwich Station. That's the railroad station at Waterwich.
Oh, yeah.
This is a
You got
this is a aerial view of Highlands.
Really?
It's let me see.
That goes around, yeah.
Wow.
It's Connor. If you'll see that, there's Connor's Hotel and the bungalows.
Oh, yeah. That's probably near where I live.
It would be. You'd be right over there.
Yeah.
Now this is after the Niddles had it. They had the sign wasn't yet up, but they had television, a big sign television in the window.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
And this is
Yeah.
this was the new bridge to us.
Oh, right, right.
But they ripped it
It
down.
was called the $1 Million Bridge.
Right. It's not the new bridge.
Yep.
Now.
Yep.
I think that was in 35, wasn't it?
Hmm.
35.
Where did the trolley car run?
It ran from Highlands to Atlantic Highlands, but it went up to Stone Church, Navesink,
Okay.
and then into Atlantic Highlands.
Oh,
They
okay.
had the red tracks down there.
Right.
Oh.
I heard of it, but that I've never seen it.
Pearl Harbor Day, December the 7th, 1941. I was living in New York,
Yeah.
and we had moved there a short time, about in September. And we lasted till the spring and went back to Highlands because
Wow.
we didn't like New York. We
Yeah.
loved the Highlands.
Now tell me, Ruth, and I'll get to both of you in a second. But how did your family end up in Highlands? What's sort of the story behind your mom, your dad, or your grandparents? How did you end up there?
Relatives of my mother, they took a bungalow in Kieferorf's down there off 5th Street every year, and my brother Howard went down and visited with them, and he met Josephine Robertson and fell in love, and he never came back.
So how did you end up going to Highlands? What was the?
Well, when my brother married, he had a house, and I was only a little kid, so I went down every summer. I spent the summer with them while I was in grammar school, and then we loved it. It was easy living, and then we continued when we were older, working weekends and vacations.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was a New Yorker. He too came down there to visit his relatives, and that's how it happened.
And how about you, Madea? Would you tell us your full name and how you got to Highlands?
Ray Hulsberg Shep.
Mm-hmm.
and I was born on Barbary Avenue, 63,
Ah.
and I moved to 63 Cedric Avenue.
How did your parents come to Highlands?
My mother was raised in the convent in Jersey City, and my father lived in Weehawken. I don't know, the pig farm or something, they tell me. And he met my mother on a bus, pulled her pigtails, and as far as I know, that was it, and they married. And I think they lived there for a while with his mother, and I don't know how they come to Highlands, but they were back and forth because my brother was born up in Hoboken. My sister was born in Jersey City, and I think the rest of us was born in Highlands.
Now, how did you two meet?
When
You
Highlands,
too.
it was easy.
Oh, Ruth. Oh, I knew Ruth quite a while, but then she came to live on Cedric Avenue, and she was friendly with her neighbor, and I used to go over and sit and talk with them
Tease the babies.
and tell me I beat her up, but I didn't.
Wait a minute, is this true?
Don't hit my mommy.
Who said that?
But
Her daughter.
my daughter,
Said, don't hit my mommy?
yeah, because she would say, I'm going to hit your mother.
I like to go like this.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
You were a troublemaker
But
then.
she only
Definitely.
she just wanted to see her future husband. You know, he lived across the
Yes,
street
my
from
husband
us.
lived across
And
the
he
street
played the
from her.
piano all the time.
Yes.
He's a
We'd like to
professional
listen to
pianist.
it.
They were
Yeah.
from Newark,
Mhm.
and they moved down there in 38,
Mhm.
and we got together, and after he was in the service in 42, he
Mhm.
come home, and we got married, and moved to all around Highlands for a little bit, and then moved to Belford, where I stayed over 50 years.
Wow. How did you get to know my father?
We were in school together.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
that
for a few years or a lot of years or
well,
Well,
we
we
had the 8th
started
grade
out-
picture.
Well, I was going to say we started off, it must have been in the fifth grade, because I was in the fourth grade for just a short time, and they bumped me up to the fifth grade, and I stayed with that group until we graduated.
Well, I was in Mrs. Roberts' 5th
Yeah, but
grade.
you were in the same general,
I wasn't in your 5th grade.
I know, but you were in that
Yes,
class
yeah,
area.
right,
That
yeah.
age area.
So it must have been that's when we first met.
And Ruth, where did you go to school?
Well, I remembered him because he was in high school, and my next door neighbor, the daughter, was about the same age as he. But I knew his mother and his grandmother and his grandfather for many years from being down on Waterwich Avenue, and of course the Cedar Inn. We all had part of the Cedar Inn inbred in us.
Right.
That was a very important place to us.
Why?
Because we all worked there. His mother and grandmother and grandfather lived there, and I worked there, and they said to get a job at the Cedar Inn you had to know somebody because they just didn't hire anybody. So we all got along well, socially as well as working.
What was it like growing up in Highlands? What was it like for you as
Well-
little girls?
I was a city gink
Mm-hmm.
because I only came for the summer. I lived in New York. I was raised and raised in New York.
What part of New York?
The Bronx.
Okay.
And so when I came down there, of course, I was a city kid. So you're an outsider.
Oh.
But your clam diggers, you didn't worry about them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's the way it was. Poor kids.
What about you?
She
What
was
did you
not
think?
a clam digger, though.
Really?
I was born on the next street, so
Right.
there was nothing exciting. But when we were small, we used to make a little stand out in front of the house and get shells and put. And we had some of these groups that came down from New York, clubs and all.
Yeah.
And they used to look at my shells and buy them, and we just played house, and we had a great time.
Did you have fun on the carousel?
Oh, always. Used to jump on when we were, because we didn't have the money.
Yeah.
and then we'd hold on the rail and we'd catch the
Gold ring.
gold ring. And as
Oh,
soon as we
yes,
seen,
you had to go-
as soon as we seen the
catch
owner
the
come,
ring.
we'd jump off again.
Was there a name of that carousel in Highlands?
Perry's.
Yeah.
Perry's?
Arnold
Arnold Perry.
and Norman Perry were the
Right.
two boys.
And the father.
He was an Arnold too, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
And they lived up on the hill.
On the hill,
and
right.
They were there all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
they had all these machines that you could look into, and all
And pi-
these
and
old
pinball
pictures
machines,
and pinball.
and you'd win tickets.
Right, you
And
throw
at the end
the
of the
ball.
season, you could turn into tickets
Right.
for all kinds of little prizes.
Right, right.
What happened to the? Were you there when the carousel went away, or
No, I wasn't.
No, but what about you
I
guys?
don't know what time, what
happened to
year
it?
it happened.
Well, it must have been after the war because
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I remember taking Jay there, so it was there in 1956.
Oh,
So it must have been after that because I
have
took
no
Jay
idea.
there one time.
After I got married, I moved out of town.
And what about Highlands? I mean, you're right by the ocean. You're by the river. What did you do with the ocean and the river? Did you swim? Did you boat?
I was in that river any time of day. You could find me down there
Really?
when it was high tide. We'd go walk down to
That's
the
in the
bulkhead
river.
and jump over the bulkhead and swim all the way over to the river,
Really?
around the corner.
Wow.
To the bridge, you mean?
No,
No,
just
just
around
around
the
the
corner.
You swam the river?
Just
At Mills?
from the bulkhead to
Oh,
our
bulkhead, yeah.
the back
Right.
of our house.
Oh,
right.
that you'd go with the tide.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that-
It was
and you
great.
could-
And
when
then
you
there
were
was
swimming-
a barge there one time.
Yeah,
that
and
was
when
in
you
the
were
wa-
swimming with the tide in either direction, you could go like hell.
Oh, right.
You
right.
didn't even have.
Oh,
You didn't
by
even.
the hit,
And
by
then
the
the-
bridge, it ran very
Oh
fast.
yeah. Well,
Then
that's the
there,
narrowest point of the river, right
Yeah.
there.
There was the what was that one in between where there was a clubhouse at the end, where they had all the boats.
Oh, you mean the
Johnny's
Highland
River?
Yacht
I don't-
Club?
Oh, a yacht club
Yeah,
or a
well,
marina
yacht
or
club.
something?
Oh, the basin.
The basin,
The
yeah,
basin. There was a lot of
Boats in there.
boats in there.
In fact, after a hurricane, there was a house floating in that basin. It came around
Oh, my God.
somewhere.
Well, what I took a picture of was a railing, a person's railing to the house,
Uh-huh.
and there was a little boat sitting on top of that. And I couldn't believe how it stayed there with all that wind and everything.
Did you prefer the river to the ocean? I mean, did you?
I
Oh,
didn't care for the ocean. I
was
went.
wonderful.
Was it? You went to the
Beautiful.
ocean route? Yeah.
Yes. yes.
What would you do? Walk
And
over
always
across the
cold.
bridge?
Well, you walked over the bridge, yes, right
Yeah.
over the bridge and
Mhm.
over the rocks. And in fact, we had a locker at Sandless Beach.
Ah.
I
But,
did too at one time. I had one too at one
Yes,
time. Yeah.
but I mean, and when Jean got old enough and she wasn't supposed to be using it anymore, she was still coming. And of course, the boys were at the door, checking you in. They said, "Jean, where's your mark?" Just forget about it. She went anyway, even though she was outgrown. She was not one of my dependents anymore. But the ocean was marvelous. And after that, when the kids, we go to the Seabright Beach, but I always sat near the lifeguard and I put colored hats on the kids,
Mm.
so
to
then
keep
I
track.
could tell them.
You could
quickly.
recognize them right
Yes,
away. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And every day they had a hot dog and a soda for lunch, because Mrs. Corey and I went with our children. She had just one, I had three. But then we left because we both had to go to work at 5 o'clock. So Mother was the first one in the shower when we got home. But we took the children every day to the ocean.